Environmental, we all know what environmental is. The engineering report, they're going to do a site visit, and they're going to look at a specific unit mix. They're going to have to see a minimum of each, they're going to see each unit type, and then a minimum of the overall units, a certain percentage of the vacant units. And they're going to look at they're going to look for life safety issues. They're going to look for loose railings in the balconies. They're going to look for broken steps. They're going to look for no gates around the pools, things of that nature. And those items need to be taken care of immediately. They're going to be escrowed, and those repairs need to be done within the first 90 days. When Fannie escrows that, they calculate what the expenses are going to be, and they escrow 125% of that amount. And then it's there to be paid for and it's taken care of in 90 days. The other thing that this engineering report does, it establishes what your reserves are going to be. They look at the economic life of the property on a 10-year note. They're probably going to take it out 14 years. Fannie Mae reserves typically come in at $250 a door. So when you calculate your maintenance reserves, calculate $250 a door. $300 to give yourself a little buffer, but that's typically where they come in. But getting back to the third-party reports, typically for all three, you're looking at roughly $15,000. This is for a $3 million and up dust program. I've seen them go to 20, I've seen them 18, so they're going to fluctuate within a few $1,000s, but usually it's somewhere between 15 and 20. And lenders also going to collect about a $5,000 legal deposit. So that's what you want to be prepared for as far as third-party expenses. Now, as you go through the underwriting process and you get ready to lock rate, once you lock that interest rate, your DUS lenders are going to request a good faith deposit, anywhere from 1% to 2% of the loan amount. And this good faith deposit is held until the loan is sold to Fannie Mae. Once it's sold, then it's returned to you. The good faith deposit is returned to you in its entirety. They may withhold $5,000. There might be a portion that they withhold, but typically it's returned to you. There are certain occasions where we can get them to refund it at closing, or we can request that they refund half of it at closing. So it's partially negotiable. The overview is it's given back to you at the time they sell this loan to Fannie Mae. So it's something else to be aware of. As far as Freddie Mac goes, and Freddie Mac's more important in the local Houston market because, again, Fannie's pre-review. Freddie Mac does not differ in its specific terms, loan characteristics, that greatly from Fannie Mae. Your loan-to-values are still coming in 80%, 7 to 10-year fixed, 30-year amortization. So those items are very, very close to what Fannie Mae is. Where Freddie Mac differs is their overall mentality of how to look at a deal. Fannie Mae looks at markets. They look at regions, and they paint very broad strokes. As you can see, they take the entire Houston area, and they paint a broad stroke, and they slap a loan-to-value on it. They take the entire eastern border of Texas. They take Midland, Odessa, another pre-review area. 65% loan-to-value. They take regions. States, Michigan, Ohio, Florida, cities, Houston, Phoenix, Atlanta. These are all pre-reviewed. So they paint broad strokes, and they categorize all the deals and properties into one area. Freddie Mac doesn't do that. Freddie Mac looks at the property itself, and they differ on their views on these cities as well. But Freddie Mac is really down on Florida right now, as a rule. You can pick out all the MSAs in Florida, and they really don't care for those. They consider them to be less than. But they will look at specific deals within those areas. So that's one of the benefits of working with them. Now, it can be a blessing and it can be a curse, because they've got the ability to judge a deal on a case-by-case basis. You can also, if there's something they don't like about your deal, you have a higher probability of getting retraded before the loan closes. So I go with my standards. When I quote my clients, I go with what I know about what these lenders typically do. Freddie Mac is there's a higher probability that they're going to come back and say, well, we just don't like, the windows are a little bit old on this, they really need to be replaced, so let's bump that reserve up a little bit. They don't hold as true to the guidelines. Like I say, That can be a blessing and that can be a curse. So we really have to line these things out going in